This is Peter Hayter reporting from the Gabba, where England had a truly miserable day in the first test. The forecasters are predicting an overnight thunderstorm. England supporters will be hoping it will be of biblical proportions to wash out the remainder of this sorry match and escape to Adelaide with a draw. It's not beyond the bounds of possibility. 3 years ago, they scored 517 for 1 in their second innings and did just that. But this time Trott, who is having a bad run against the short ball, is already out. They're 2 down at the close, with Michael Carberry also out, and it could have been worse when Kevin Pietersen set off for a red ball run from the first delivery he faced, and Alistair Cook was forced to dive full length to make his ground. It wouldn't have been enough had George Bailey not knocked off the bail before receiving the ball from David Warner. He would have been run out by inches. England would have been 3 down for 10, and that would have been effectively that. Now, England arrived this morning to headlines calling them a bunch of nobodies. After this display today, I'm not quite sure what's left to say about them, except they were a shadow of how they were in the summer, and indeed 4 years ago. In fact, this is probably their worst Ashes day since 2006-07, when things started badly and got worse. They were thumped 5-0. It was an utter humiliation. They will be hoping that there's enough in them, enough fight, enough skill to avoid a repeat of that. The Australians are cock-a-hoop. Mitchell Johnson clearly has the wood, as they say here, on Jonathan Trott, whose innings was described by former Ashes captain Michael Vaughan as the worst from an England number 3 he'd ever seen. I wouldn't say it was quite that bad, but it wasn't great. And David Warner himself, after the game, took delight in calling Trott weak and saying that the batsman had scared eyes facing Mitchell Johnson. There's a hell of a long way back from here for England. They can, if they bat out of their skins, or the rain comes to save them. Anything other than that, I'm afraid, will mean Australia will take a 1-0 lead with them to Adelaide. And with Johnson in such fine form and the confidence in their team so high, that would be a mountain to climb for England. Now, the positives for them, Broad bowled well again, Anderson bowled pretty well. Unfortunately, Graham Swan is finding the right length and the right pace to bowl difficult to find here. In fact, Joe Root bowled quite a few overs himself, and on occasions looked the more likely of the two to break through. Generally speaking, though, another poor day for England. They started this test match in good heart and with a good performance on the first day. They maybe let Australia get too many runs, and now their collapse in the first innings and those 6 wickets for 9 runs is causing the game to move heavily in Australia's direction, and they could well finish this game off tomorrow. That's Peter Hayter from the Gabba. Thank you. Goodbye.